Home prices are up, but almost half of sellers are doing price reductions, and homes are sitting on the market longer. What's going on in the Olympia housing market? I'll break it down for you in my November 2025 update. Hi friends, I'm Realtor Scott Tompkins, your 360 agent right here in beautiful Olympia, Washington, and here are my key takeaways about the real estate market in Thurston County for November 2025. Make sure to stick around to the end to learn if I personally would rather be a buyer or seller right now. We've got lots to talk about, so let's get right into it. The number of new listings was up slightly from last year. We still have over 800 active listings, which is very high for our market. This number is almost 50% higher than a year ago, so buyers have many more choices than they normally would. Pending sales remain virtually unchanged over last year, and the same goes for closed sales. The typical home that sold in October here was built in 1993, had just over 3 bedrooms and 2 baths, and featured about 1,950 finished square feet. 61% had air conditioning, and 60% were in an HOA. Our months of inventory was a hair over 2.5 months of supply, up almost 50% from last year. This means that it would take roughly 2.5 months to sell all the available homes. As always, some areas are hotter than others. This month, Lacey had the lowest months of supply, an indicator of a more competitive market. On the other end of the spectrum, Thurston Northwest had almost 5 months of supply, indicating it wasn't as in demand. Sellers in October accepted an offer in 44 days, up a notch from last month's 43 days, and a week longer than this time last year. This month, about 50% of buyers used conventional financing, 11% used FHA financing, 14% paid cash, and 23% used VA loans. Homes this month sold for almost a full percent below the listing price, the lowest we've seen since January. A year ago, sellers were receiving almost their full asking price. Home prices continue to increase. Our median sales price was $535,000, up $20,000 or 3.9% from last year. Remember that median is the middle price where half the homes sold for less and half sold for more. Our average sales price was over $581,000, also an increase of about $20,000 or 3.6% from last year. About 60% of sellers offered some type of seller concessions, such as assistance with the buyer's closing costs. The number of sellers who needed to reduce the price of their home held steady at around 45%. This number is really high for our market, so if you need to reduce the price of your home, you're not alone. The median price reduction for homes that needed them was 3.85%, so a typical total price reduction would be around $20,000 in our market. Now, let's take a look at how hot the market is by looking at several of my favorite stats. First, multiple offers. In October, 17% of closed homes had multiple offers, down from last month's 22%. This indicates a less competitive market. Next, we had 18% of buyers waiving inspections, down significantly from September's 34%, again showing a less competitive market. Please, don't skip inspections. You're better off doing a pass-fail inspection or a pre-inspection of the home, and my opinion is that this is not the type of market where you'd even consider waiving inspections. Lastly, only 3% of buyers use an escalation addendum, a tool that automatically increases your offer to beat other buyers. This stat is down from last month's 5%, and this also shows a less competitive market. Before I take us home, please take a second to like and subscribe, and hit that bell so that you'll know when I release future videos. I appreciate you. So if I were in your shoes, would I want to be buying or selling right now? Buyers, this is a great time to buy. The end of the year is approaching fast, and this is a wild economic time. As I record this, we are over 5 weeks into the government shutdown, and there's a lot of economic uncertainty, with lots of buyers hesitant to buy. But if you are pre-approved and ready to go, this could be a fantastic opportunity. Sellers are reducing their asking price and covering buyer closing costs, and homes are sitting on the market longer. The number of homes for sale is quite high for our area, and with the end of the year in sight, many sellers will likely be taking their homes off the market and relisting in the new year, so they'd be happy to get a solid offer right now. If I were looking for a home, I would be out there with an eye on homes hitting higher days on market, especially those approaching 3 to 4 weeks on the market without the first price reduction. It's super common right now for sellers to cover at least some of buyers' closing costs, So don't be afraid to ask or to make an offer under the listing price. As always, reasonable offers are more appealing than super aggressive ones. Sellers, I have to be straight with you. Unless I needed to move for a job, for a PCS move, or to consolidate homes with a partner, I would probably not go on the market right now. There are a ton of homes on the market at the moment, and you've got more competition from other sellers. So if you do need to list now, go the extra mile to have your home spotless for that wow factor as soon as buyers walk through the door. And don't overprice. Almost half of sellers are doing price reductions, so testing the market at a higher price will often mean more days on market and one or more price reductions. If your preference is to go on the market in the spring, enjoy the upcoming holidays and use this time to take care of those repairs you've been meaning to get to. Got questions about buying or selling in Olympia? Drop a comment below or text me anytime. Thanks for choosing to spend this time with me. Take good care and happy house hunting.